Amazing fellowship yesterday. It is, what word I want to use? Amazing to see men and women who are committed to working on themselves to overcome the false self. Because one thing I can promise you now, I know for sure that there is no you. All you have for those men and women who are not waking up, and those who are waking up and kind of see now, you only have a false image, which is not real at all, of who you are. There's nothing zero about who you think you are, who you feel like you are, or whatever, is not you at all. It's just not. And we spend a whole lifetime trying to figure out who we are. And you're never gonna figure it out. You can't figure out something that doesn't exist. When you stop trying to figure out who am I, when you stop asking that question of who am I, then you will know. Also, you're gonna discover when you really start to see and know who you really are, for the sake of conversation. You're gonna see all your life you've been thinking that you've been having fun. You think you went to the party and the party was fun. You think you went on a boat ride and the boat ride was amazing. You think you went on vacation to the Bahamas or wherever you go and you thought you had fun. That is not fun. You went to the basketball game or the soccer game or the meat market and you thought you had fun. And then you go home and cry at night because that's not fun. There is a real fun, a legitimate fun that you can have it, but it's not what you think it is. And so for those men and women who are working on themselves, stay with it. Just stay with it and stay with it and stay with it. Yesterday, Sunday, Father's Day. By the way, happy belated Father's Day to all of the fathers around the world. I hope you had an amazing Father's Day and that you ate to remember and not to forget. Amazing, huh? Yesterday, Father's Day, Sunday, we dealt with the last week biblical question, what did Jesus mean when he said, I and my Father are one? I and my Father are one. Amazing feedback. That's what I love about the fellowship, Sunday fellowship at Barn, and that the people are looking and returning to the truth, to the Father. And so when Jesus said, I and my Father are one, he meant that. He did not mean, I am God. I am God the Father, God the Son, God I guess they say Holy Spirit, right? Don't they say?
Yes, they do. Sorry.
He did not mean, I am God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Can you get any dumber than that? God never changed. He's always the same. He cannot change. So he cannot go into three parts. He's always one. And this idea, he's God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit is a lie made up by religious people. God is unchangeable. God is everything. God is love, present, everything, all the time. He does not change. And when Christ said he and his Father are one, meaning that, in short, the same spirit that his Father has, he has it because he came from the Father. He is a off branch of the Father because he is the Son. He is not the Father. And they are one. And what's going to happen, and the Father is love, no hate, no past, no future, no ups, no downs, no false identities, no anything but love. And not emotional love. Emotional love of any kind, good or bad, as you call it, is not of God. It's evil. It's an illusion too, but it's evil. Because God is a dispassionate God. He's not an emotional God. So when he said, my Father and I are one, he came from the Father. And the Spirit of the Father dwelt in him. And the Spirit of his Father worked through him to do greater works. And Christ said, the same shall happen of you. For those who return to the Father, you, men and women, you and the Father will be one. Because you are of love. And in you there's no hate. There's no devil. No false identity. No past, no future, no loneliness, no sadness, no tears. And you shall do greater work than the Son did because you and the Father are one. Watch out. Don't let your mind define what that means. Because the mind, the thoughts, cannot understand zero of God, nothing of God. You are not who you think that you are. Thinking that who you are keeps you away from knowing who you are. So stay with it, guys and ladies who are working on yourself, no matter what. Just stay with it. Amazing, huh? And something that is so profound and so simple, but yet profound and loving, has been turned upside down by religious people, religious leaders, religious Bible writing people and all that, to deceive you in order to control you. Something as simple as, my Father and I are one. Think about that. Why would anyone take that and twist it to mean something else, only to control you? To keep you coming back to them thinking that that they only have the answer when the answer is inside of you. And you can, when you really overcome this false self, when Christ said, greater works shall you do than what he has done, he means the same state that he's in of the Father, you can be in it too. The same state he's in, of oneness, of just one and not divided. Not divided from the Father and not divided from each other. But you're divided because you think that you exist and that you are special. You exist, you are amongst the crowd, and you are special. And so you think you exist. I understand. I've been there. I thought the same thing, so I do understand it. But I also know that it's not true. And that's why what you do to the least of them, you're doing it to yourself. As soon as you hurt someone else, as soon as you think negatively of someone else, as soon as you try to hurt anyone, immediately it come back on you. Immediately, right away. Why are you doing it? You're hurting yourself, and you're doing it against God. When you hate God. You hate his Son, and you hate yourself. Isn't that amazing? When you're strife and jealousy and envy and all that stuff, worry, you're doing it to yourself because you don't know who you are. You think you are. Let me ask Hake. I just realized something. And the Anchor Baby. They're experts on the Jesse Peterson Show. Do you have a physical life?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Anchor Baby, do you have a physical life?
Yeah.
And what is your physical life? Hake.
I get up, I go to work, I get a little exercise and a little rest, and I eat.
And you eat? You never stop eating. What is your physical life, Anchor Baby?
Same as James. Except I'm an anchor baby.
Huh?
Except I'm an anchor baby.
So Hank is of the Hate Report Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And the anchor baby is of the American Anchor Baby at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. So that's what you call life?
A physical life.
And
Yes.
why do you call
and
that?
I call it life.
And why do you call that a physical life?
Because those are things that I physically do.
Why are you laughing?
You're laughing.
Why do you call that a physical life, anchor baby?
Because those are the things I'm physically doing.
And so you call
I
it.
thought that before James said it, to be fair.
And so you call that a physical life.
Yep.
And is a physical life real?
It's physical.
Let's get physical, physical.
That means working out, right?
I'm sorry.
You know, it's physical.
And is a physical life real?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to say yes
And you
for the lesson.
and hey, do you say a physical life is real?
Yeah, I do.
I'm sorry.
I do.
And what is a fun life?
Fun life?
Uh,
A fear-free life.
what?
A fear-free life.
Oh, okay.
One not held down and held back by fear.
Interesting. What is a fun life, Nick?
Yeah, free life. Light and free.
Meaning what?
Not chained down by the darkness
Oh, amazing.
within.
The darkness what?
That darkness within.
Oh, amazing. Interesting. One of the things that I did over the weekend, I saw Michael Jackson show. People have been encouraging me, hey, you got to see Michael Jackson. So finally I accepted the invitation and I went and saw it on Friday night. Have you seen that?
I have not.
You seen it, Anchor Baby?
No.
The film, Michael.
Right, the film Michael. Is it called Michael?
I believe so.
But it's about Michael Jackson,
Hmm.
right? And what have you heard about it?
I've heard that his nephew or something is playing him, and people liked it overall.
Oh, okay. Have you heard about it, Nick?
A little bit.
What have
I've
you
heard
heard?
from some people a little bit.
What have you heard about it?
Yeah, that was good. They mentioned a little bit about the father, how they did him in the movie. And, well, this person said that they liked it, but that they went a little, they always go hard on the father, and he thinks that they shouldn't. But that's what he
Right.
thinks. And that's all I've heard about it.
Derek said he saw it and he gave it a 7 out of 10. Why, Derek? Why a 7 out of 10? He'll tell me in a minute. He collected his thoughts.
You ever heard This Place Hotel by the Jacksons?
The Jackson,
Yeah, the
This-
Jacksons. This Place Hotel.
a song.
I thought I heard all the Jackson stuff.
I don't know if I heard. It sound familiar though. So, but I thought it was that guy that saying, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog, ride another time." Well, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, and you ain't no friend of mine. Who is that?
Is that Elvis?
Yes, I thought he the one saying that.
Mm-mm. Well, I don't know. Maybe. The other day, this just came on. I'm also stalling for Derek.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
Tell
Darren
us,
too.
what's the 7 out of 10?
You haven't got your words, your answer to each other yet, there? He's taking calls too.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to review a movie in the chat like that.
Right.
Maybe.
But I did see it, and I want to hear what Derek. Did you get your thoughts together about it, Derek?
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
And what did you? Why 7 out of 10? Derek, he said he know a lot about Michael Jackson. He didn't see that in the movie.
Oh, he didn't see the things that he would have wanted included.
Right. So
Okay. That's why it
Amazing.
wasn't a full-blown 10.
Yeah. He said, but it still was a great movie. Long story short, I saw it, and I thought it was a good documentary concert kind of a thing. It was like going to a concert to watch Michael Jackson, and yet in the concert, he's telling a little bit about his life. It felt that way to me. It was like a documentary.
Was there actual real footage like a documentary, or are you just calling it a documentary, but it was just reenacted?
A reenacted documentary.
Okay.
And then what stood out amongst everything is that they made Michael Jackson's mother look like Mother Mary, Mother of God. They literally just deliberately made her look like she had zero flaws at all, that she was perfect. And then they made Michael Jackson's daddy look like the bad guy all the way. It was pretty sad to see that. But in doing that, it kind of, for me, it showed me why Michael Jackson had a lot of his mentality kind of thing, because even though they were trying to make the mother look like an angel sent by God, she also looked like, in the movie, she made Michael Jackson a mama's boy, which weakened him. Because the father was being tough, the way fathers are, right? And the mother, oh, don't hit him. Oh, come here, baby. Your dad don't mean no harm. And then she was playing with Michael like a little kid, and some of those things. But Michael Jackson's father, according to the movie, was doing what fathers used to do in the good old days. They made, is that the lady that played Michael Jackson?
Yeah, on
Mama?
the left is Nia Long playing Katherine Jackson,
Oh.
and that's her Katherine Jackson on the right.
She looked different. I went to makeup and stuff, I guess. But Michael Jackson's father was tough on them because he was teaching them to make a living for themselves, to be independent, to go out there and do what they got to do. And he was doing it, according to the movies, and I've heard this before, while still working at the steel mill and everything. He would come home and make those boys work. And the mom was like, oh, and the mother was like creeping around like a serpent, kind of keeping an eye on everything. And then when the father would do something that would seem to be harsh to a weak person, the boy would look at the mama, and they would see that the mama didn't like it.
This was in the movie?
Uh-huh. It showed the battle between good and evil, between the mother and the father, and what the mothers do to the children to destroy them, and what the father does, how they used to do, to build them up. It was interesting with that part, even though I'm sure they didn't mean to show it that way in the movie.
Yeah.
But I saw it that way, and it was amazing. Amazing. So, if you want to see it, fine. It was definitely an interesting documentary type of entertainment movie. And if you want to see it, I would not recommend it. You can go see it and have some fun.
You're saying you wouldn't not recommend it?
Meaning that I recommend if you want to see it.
Yeah, you wouldn't recommend against it.
Right. I wouldn't recommend against it. Thank you. Amazing. And I haven't gone to a movie theater in a long time because I'm concerned about the shooting in the theaters now.
Yeah.
You just never know anymore. It's not safe in a dark room like that. I want to go to T out of Georgia. T, you are on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning, T.
How you doing, Mr. Peterson?
All is well.
Amen. All is well.
Yes.
Mr. Peterson, I've been listening to you, I guess, for about 2 years now.
Are you a first-time caller?
No, this is my third time calling you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to really just sit and talk to you for a minute because I got a couple of questions. Because first of all, let me give you a little bit of background.
Okay.
So I'm 54 years old. Okay, I've been in church pretty much my whole life, and really got saved in church at 13, and just been in church my whole life. Married in church, my son's raised in church, the whole 9 yards, and I've been going to a Pentecostal church this whole time, right? And so about 2 years ago, I ended up, having a serious. I had a stroke, right? And so, let me say, before I had the stroke, I was really, just gung ho about church, and just, I would go out on the street witnessing. I love that. I love everything about it. I love everything really about church. And I thought to myself, man, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I'm going to do this the rest of my life. This is what I want to do. And so I ended up like having that stroke. And then, so I guess, I was down. And then I just really started, just praying, like we always do, just praying, asking God, what's next or what to do in some kind of way, and just really speaking the truth because, I was like, Lord, I really thought I was going to be doing this the rest of my life. And so I'm speaking, in some kind of way I found you. I had never, ever heard of you. And that's interesting because I, look up a lot of different preachers and, and everything, but I had never, ever heard of you before I had that stroke. And so, like I said, I was down. So I, just at home, just praying, like, what am I going to do? And so somehow I found you. And when I heard that, dropped your anger, that was the thing that got me with you, that, dropped your anger. And so I just started listening to you, and I was like, wow. And so I did that. I did basically what you said do. I forgave my mom, forgave my dad, talked to my mom, talked to my dad, and everything. And, and I really, truly just grabbed hold to it because I really believe that it is the truth. I know it's the truth. And so my question is, though, I'm still, going to my church and everything because I still love people. And like you say, I don't judge, don't go there to judge or anything like that but I don't, well, actually, really, I can't do the things I used to do. But my question is this. I have a couple of questions. Like, number one, yesterday I was listening and you said that I was reflecting on the biblical question. And I wanted to know, what's the difference in reflecting versus thinking? I also wanted to know, like, you want me to do one at a time?
Yeah, let's do one at a time.
Okay, what's the difference?
Reflection means that all my life I've heard that, not all my life, when I moved to California, because I did not hear this growing up at all, I've been told that, in California, I heard a lot that a lot of the Christians, which is a new thing, I guess, well, not new, but new to me, that Jesus is God. Jesus is the Father, Jesus is the Son, Jesus all this. And I reflect and I wonder how the people come to believe that. And then I read and heard that they've been told that by the Catholic Church and other religious people. And I realized that once you believe a lie, it's hard to believe the truth unless you want to see the truth. And so that's what I realized were the people who believe that Jesus is God, and they think that he's a three thing, what they call it? I forgot what they call it.
The Trinity, God the Father, God the Son.
They believe that because that's what they want to believe, and they are afraid to believe the truth because it will make them question everything that they've learned about God.
Exactly.
And so that's what I mean by reflection.
Okay, and
But
I
thinking,
am one of those.
and the difference between reflection and thinking is that in reflection, there is no thinking. And thinking, when you're thinking, then there is no God.
So, okay, so let's say, like you asked the questions about the biblical question, like you asked the question about the biblical question every week. So let's say I want to think about the biblical question. Okay, so I'm trying to just figure out, okay, how do I just think on the biblical questions And then what are you asking us to do without thinking? What to think on the biblical question? I don't quite get it.
I understand. That's a good question too. When I ask it about the biblical question, what I'm saying to the people, whatever the thoughts are telling you about the biblical question, let that pass. And I'm trying to encourage the people to know that whatever they're thinking about the biblical question is not it, because they're thinking about it. And the thoughts have no relationship with truth. The thought have no understanding about these biblical questions or God or anything. So I'm trying to encourage the people to catch those thoughts, and whatever the thoughts are telling them about it, let them pass, because they know that there is no truth in it if the thoughts are telling them what it means.
Now that makes sense. Okay, got it.
But most people, all people till they wake up are so intellectual, some still don't catch that they're still listening to thoughts, not realizing that God is not involved in thinking, because thinking is of the darkness and not of God. And there's no light in thinking. It's not even real, to be honest.
So now I'll say this too. I listen to you a lot, so a lot of times when I come in, when my husband comes from work, you on, and every day you on. He be like, "You still listening to that?" So he cannot get the part about, well, how is I thinking when God told you to think on these things, like the scripture that says whatsoever is true, honest, whatsoever is just, whatsoever is lovely. What if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So I understand what you're saying, that whatever we think about, whatsoever is true, let that pass.
Right.
Right?
Right. Who said that?
Reveal to you what is true.
Absolutely. But who said that in the Bible? Think on these things.
Who said it? Whoever wrote Philippians.
Who wrote Philippians?
Philippian?
Was it
Philip?
I don't know if it...
Or was his name Philippian?
I don't remember who wrote Philippians.
Ain't really asked was it Philip, because his name is Philippian.
Probably right.
Gary, you a Bible thumper. Who wrote Philippian?
It was written by... Oh, wait. Do you want me to ruin it with AI?
No.
Oh, written by the Apostle Paul, apparently.
Okay. The reason I asked...
yeah, that's right. It was Paul.
The reason I asked you that, because Christ never said that.
Right.
Christ never said, think on these things. Because
correct. Okay, so that's another question. Okay.
Because Christ knows that...
I've heard you say that...
No, go ahead.
I've heard you say that plenty of times, that like when somebody call you and say something, you said Christ never said that.
Right.
And then, like, let's say you say it's in the Word. Okay, you say it's in the Word.
It's in the Word.
And that's right. And so my question to you is, okay, so are you saying that you only believe what Christ said, the words in red, what Christ said?
Yes.
And the other words that are in the Word, you take that with a grain of salt?
Well, some of the other things that the so-called apostles, the apostles said were not what Christ said. They took it and they wrote it in intellectual human form, and it's not what Christ said. That's why it doesn't work when you listen to them. But when you listen to what Christ actually said, then the truth is made clear and become alive, because they are the words from Christ, which mean that they came directly from God. And there is no mix up in there, human mix up or intellect at all. But some of what they said is true, but not everything. Like Christ never said, think on these things. Why would he say, he would say, think on these things, when he said, your thoughts are not mine. They are not God. Your thoughts are, God is not involved in your thought. And then why would it tell you, well, think on these things? Christ is not confusion at all.
Okay. Right. So Christ, he's not confusion at all. So I guess the reason that didn't register because he said think on like things that are pure and just and lovely and virtuous and if there's any praise, think about. So how could you think about? Okay, if it's not lovely, if it's not pure, in other words, it's got to be all those. If it's not pure, but let's say if it's lovely, but it's not pure, you can't think on that. It's got to be all those things wrapped up. Like, in other words, it can't be honest, but not virtuous.
But how
not
can you
words of
think
praise.
how can you think of those things when you don't know what those things are?
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's say I know what Jesus
what's
said.
the answer
I know what
to that?
Jesus said.
What's the answer to that? How can you think of things that are lovely and pure and holy and blah, 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 when you don't know what they are?
Well, if I know what Jesus said, then, well, like you said, whatever Jesus said, I know that got to be pure and lovely.
But he never told you to do anything like that.
No, but he told me to love God with all my heart and love my neighbor as myself.
But he still didn't tell you to think on things that are pure and holy and just and wonderful and Mamma Mia and Hola and Si Senor.
Okay. I get what you said. It made sense the first time. Like you said, whatever I think about it, is not right. I have to let God reveal it to me anyway.
100%.
So let it pass.
Yeah, because even when Christ said to love your enemy, love your neighbor, and to love God with all your heart, soul, and might, if you think about that, then you don't love God. And you don't love your neighbor because thinking take you away from knowing.
Exactly. I get it. I get that.
So stop trying to think of things that are lovely and just and holy.
Okay.
That's a setup.
Right. Now, my next question is this. Again, I say I kind of feel like one of your members. I don't know if it's Mimi or the other one. Like, what would I be? What will I be? What am I?
Right.
Because like I said, I've been going to church since I was 13, and basically this same church. So I love the people there. I do love them now.
Well, you didn't love them before, that's for sure.
Exactly, but I love them now. And like you said, I remember the caller the other day. I go there, and I just make sure that I'm, don't judge nobody.
Right.
And I do what you're saying, dude. Don't judge in action, in feelings, in mind, in expression, in body language. I do my best to try not to judge the people because I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And really, be honest with you, if I had never found you, I would be going back to the church, shouting and dancing and doing everything I used to do. I sure would. Because I thought that was, that was it. That was what God wanted me to do for life,
Right.
So,
you thought that, and that wasn't true at all.
Right. I realize that now, and I see things differently now, even though, and I see, the same people, that shout and dance, and they leave the church crying, go home crying, come back the next Sunday, shout and dance. Same people go to the altar every Sunday. Same people, it's the same old,
Yes.
And I'm not knocking that, but I'm saying I was a part of that because, we're taught that, if you have to keep going, whatever is wrong with you, just keep coming to God. Don't stop, So my next question is, okay, so now when I go to church, I'm a little different. Like I say, since I had a stroke, I can't dance and shout no way, but I can still move, so I still love the music. So my question to you is, okay, so now I'm moving, and I'm still moving and clapping and, and doing all of that. But I do it now without emotion. I'm aware. I don't do it like trying to get lost in my head and find Jesus and find God I don't do it like I'm trying to get out of my mind anymore, like I'm trying to feel something, a search for God, and know God, see me, and God's going to answer, and God, all of that emotional.
Okay.
So my question to you is, I know you said that's of the devil,
Right.
but is it of the devil if you clapping and you're moving and you're alert and you're not emotional with it? If you dance and not emotional with it,
If you're
which I
doing
can't dance.
if you're doing it without a sense of identity or thinking
Uh
that
huh.
you're communicating with God or any of
Right.
those things, then because you're black, right?
I'm black. Yeah.
She black, so black people go. I hate saying black. You gonna be dancing, but as long as you're not,
Exactly.
because God gave us talent. He gave
Right.
us the ability to those who make music to make music for you to enjoy, but
Yeah.
not for you to think that to get any formal identity from it at all, or thinking
Right.
that you are identified with Him.
Exactly. And that's yes. And thinking that I'm
That you
I'm
praising the
identified with
Lord.
him. I'm finding him. I'm
Right.
in his yes. I'm in his presence because yeah. And the
Right.
music, I get it. So you're saying that if I can dance without, which I can't, like I said, I had a stroke. I can't dance anymore. So, but I can still move, and like I said, I still love the songs that the choir sing, and I love I
But
still
don't love
love the
them. Don't
songs.
love them. Just enjoy them.
Enjoy them.
But don't
Right.
love
Okay. Yeah.
them because
Okay.
you're gonna hate what you love. You're gonna love what you hate.
Okay. Got you. And another question is, okay, so I again, I really don't know. It seems like I feel like I don't really know my place in church anymore. Like I said before, I had the stroke. I used to do everything in church, pretty much. I did the prayer. I did we have 5:00 prayer in the morning. Led the prayers. Did everything. Now I can, I still can clean up the church a little bit if I can pick up paper and stuff and try to straighten up a little bit. But other than that, I just like I said, I sing in the audience, and I'm not in the choir, but I used to get up and do the prayer before church, and I used to go like the people that come to the altar. I used to go up there and pray for the people, and now it's like I'm just.
Let me
I
just
just feel like
hold
now
that
it's
thought.
like
Hold that thought. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, I want you to finish up with this because there are so many other people on the line. So,
okay.
but hold on. Let me take a quick break. And the hate news is coming from, not the fake news. And when I come back, I'm going to finish up with T and get to everyone, all right? It's Female Monday, even though we take all the calls. Back in a moment. Female Monday, I want to go back to T out of Georgia. I had to put on hold there. Hey, T.
Hey.
Okay, go ahead. Let's finish up because I want to get to some more callers.
Okay, so the last thing I was saying was okay, so I basically still go to my church and everything, and now I go to church with a different mindset or whatever,
Right.
and I just but I enjoy, like you say, I go and I enjoy, and now I truly love on the people, but I it's like I do that, and it's like now when the people go to the altar, I don't get up, when I used to, get up and help pray for the people. I don't do any of that anymore. And I'm just trying to figure out now, and I haven't really talked to my pastor about anything about, what I'm dealing with. That's another subject. So, I know
What
they
the?
probably gonna think. Yeah, they're probably going to think I'm a heretic and then got off into some false doctrine and something. So I just don't even say anything. And they probably going to think that I'm just, because I done had the stroke, I just done, went off on the deep end. I'm probably just,
I'm losing my
mad
mind.
mad at God or something like that. Or probably think I'm just, or upset or just done went off into some false doctrine. That's what I don't know what they'll think, but
Right.
I really don't care.
Right on.
But my thing is, how do I help people now? Well, I know you said I can't help people, which I know I can't help nobody. But let's say someone comes and asks me for prayer. Like people, I just don't know. Like people say, ask me for prayer, like, like, I wish you well. Or like, I be trying to get out of it. Like, I just don't know anymore. Like, because like I said, I used to do everything.
Right.
So I sometimes think people still expect me. They're expecting me to be the same person I used to be, but they don't know, what I'm doing. They don't know what that happened.
Right.
So, they think I'm the same old person.
And so, because of time, your question is what?
I guess I don't. I guess I don't know. I guess I just have to wait and see. I don't know what to. I don't know. I
What's your
don't
question?
know. I have to call. It's like what is the role in church like for women? What's that? Because I hear in your church, women. Okay, say like you have a women's night on Thursday. Okay, in that I guess it's all women, and women are talking to women, right? Well, what's the role of women in church? Because I don't do nothing really anymore.
Well, let me. I don't know what you mean by the role of women in church. I do know that women are not over men, and
Right.
but women have the right and the freedom to ask questions, and because they are responsible for their own spiritual life, and so and no one else is but that individual woman or women, and so they have a right just as men to ask questions and participate and do what they're doing. As far as trying to help people in church, I want to really do what you want, but I'm highly, highly suggesting that you stop trying to help people because you and I and no one can help another person. It's an ego trip to think that you can help anyone. And so
Right.
stop it immediately. And then if they are now knowing you as the prayer sister, right? And if they come
Yeah.
to you to ask for prayer, just you know what? Let God's will be done. I wish you well. That's it. Because you don't know what to pray for other people. You don't even know what to pray for yourself. That's why God
Exactly.
said to be still and know. But since you got this reputation of being the prayer sister, just let them know if they ask. All I ask is that God's will be done for you, because I don't know what His will is, and that's all you can do.
That's it. Can I give you one little testimony right quick? My son had gotten locked up, right? And usually, if he's locked up, he'll call me and ask me to pray, right? And this time, because he know what he's been taught, you pray specifically what you want. I want God to get me out of here, right? So this time he said, Mama, I need you to pray. You know what to do. I need you to be praying for me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pray God's will be done.
Yes.
He was like, what? He was like, what? Well, don't pray for me then, because I guess he felt like God may want him to stay in there, right? He was like, don't pray for me then. I don't know what's wrong with you. I said, that's all I'm going to pray. God's will be done.
That's right.
And I said, that's all I'm going to do. But he ended up getting out. I said, well, see that? God love you. He didn't want you. I guess he thought he was scared God was going to keep him in there. You got to be specific, Mama. You got to say what you want.
That is too funny.
So I just, so I started, doing that anyway.
Amazing. What I wanted you to know, encourage you, it's unfortunate that your mother traumatized you by screwing you up at home and then taking you to church to get saved. And that really traumatized you, as it does with all children. And so make sure you forgive your mother for that, and then start living from within. The answer is not in the church. The answer is in you. And if the preacher is not pointing you back to you, the preacher is a liar and a deceiver. So he doesn't have the answer. That's why he's not, and in some cases she, which is not a real preacher, but he doesn't have the answer. That's why he's not pointing you back to God. He wants you to think that he has the answer, so you can always have to come to him until the day you die. And you're going to regret that if you don't stop looking for the answer on the outside. I promise you, it's not in a book. It's not on the outside, it's in your heart.
Okay.
Are
Well,
you
thank
doing
you, Mr. Peterson.
are you doing the silent prayer?
I'm doing it every morning and every night.
Stay with that. And then during the day, if you get caught up in a thought, just realize you're in a thought and become aware of where you are, what you're doing, so you can stay present. As long as you're present and you have love, you and the Father are one.
Yep.
It's just that simple.
Yep. Well, thank you so
Amazing.
much. You're amazing.
Did you get all your questions answered?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Peterson.
You're fine. Just stay with it, though. Just stay. It's working. God is with you, and it is working. And don't let the voices in your head, because all thoughts are all lies all the time, and the voices inside of human beings, other people, don't let them, because that's the devil in them too, don't let them deceive you in any way.
Okay.
And as long as you don't resent them, realize they can't help it, then they cannot deceive you. It would be impossible.
Yep.
All right?
Okay.
Amazing, T.
Amazing.
Stay with it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Let me go back to Joseph, a first-time caller out of Missouri. Joseph, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Good to talk to you. I've been watching your show for a few months now.
Welcome, Joseph.
Hey, I had a question. I've listening to your show and hearing about forgiving your parents has really it's opened my eyes, and I forgave my parents. Well, I think I forgave my parents, and that's kind of what I'm calling about. Like at first, I thought it would be harder to forgive my father, but I found out that was actually the easier side of it.
Yeah.
And when I forgave, or what I thought I did, I thought I forgave my mother, but I'm thinking that I'm either slipping out of it, or maybe I didn't actually forgive her in the first place. But right now, she just told me she's getting remarried to, not remarried. Well, she's getting married again to a guy that I don't mean to make this a whole dramatic thing, but I'm pretty sure this guy was the guy who was flirting with her when she was originally married to my dad. So it kind of sparked them getting divorced in the first place. And now, 20 years later or whatever, now they're getting married. And she's out of state. Like, we don't live in the same state. But I'm wondering, do I have anger if I don't want to go to the wedding?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
So when you went to her to forgive her, what did you say?
I told her I forgive her for how she raised me. I told her, we talked about the order of God,
Right.
God over man, man over woman, woman over children. And she admitted that she did not follow that raising me. Like, she told me, and she was kind of apologizing as well. But
Okay.
yeah, I just told her, I forgive you for the whole mess of of raising us.
Right on. And so now you live separate from her?
Yes, I live with my father still, but I
Okay.
live in a different state. Yes.
Okay. And if you don't want to go to the wedding, do not go. And
So that's
and your mother
okay.
has no business getting married again. She already have children, and there's no reason to get married. It's a selfish reason that she's doing it. Just don't resent her for doing it, but you absolutely have no obligation at all to go.
Okay. Okay.
And then when she asks, "Are you coming?" Be sure, however, if you're going, yes, I am coming. But if you're not, no, I'm not coming. And if she asks, well, why
Clear about
not?
it.
If she asks, why not? Just say, I don't want to. You don't owe her any explanation.
Okay.
You got to be.
Okay.
You're an adult man now. You're working on your spiritual life, so you got to start speaking up. But don't be resentful. Don't be judgmental.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
this idea that you have not forgiven her is coming from hell. It's coming from thoughts. It's telling you, oh, you didn't forgive her, and now you feel this way, or now you feel that way, or you won't go to the wedding. It's because you have not forgiven her. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So when those thoughts are tempting you like that and then accusing you, let them pass. It's not true.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're lying to you. You got to really, are you doing the silent prayer?
Not like I should be. Actually, probably not at all. I mean,
What
I think about it. And I'll do it like for a few seconds throughout the day. But in terms of like, structurally in the morning and night, I need to work on that.
How will God guide you if you don't stay present with Him? That's why Satan can tell you that you haven't forgiven. You're not going to the wedding. It's because you still believe in the voice of the devil, thinking that is yours.
I see it.
You're not going to overcome darkness with darkness. And anyone who believes thoughts are in dark, they are one with darkness. You need the light in order to shine on the darkness, so the darkness can be taken away from you. So I recommend you do the silent prayer, and you stay with it. Seek first the kingdom of God in His right way, and everything will be added unto you. You'll be fine.
Okay. I will say, the sentiment behind that thoughts are all lies. I mean, it's changed my life to where, like, I mean, even as I was forgiving my parents, like, I've struggled with it my whole life, but like, it's almost like something's holding my voice back, and especially when I was trying to forgive my parents.
Yeah,
it was almost like the words. It was almost like it was like something inside of me was pulling them back, like it didn't want them out.
I know,
and that's how I knew I had to get it out.
Yeah, right on.
So I just want to say thank you, Jesse, and I love your show, everything you do, and I'll be calling back. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Absolutely. I can totally relate to not being, it's something in your voice that was trying to hold you back from letting it out. Because I used to be the same. At one time, I could not just speak up. I would say, this time I'm going to speak up. And when a situation happened, the words would come all the way up, the voice would come all the way up to my throat, and it just locked in I couldn't say it out. But that has gone now because I have forgiven, and I hold nothing against anyone. I love everybody, meaning that I don't judge anyone, and I love God, and everything changed, and that's what's happening with you right now, right?
Yes, sir. And I know you're telling the truth, and I know it's 100% because like I've watched you over the months, and you're very inspirational the way you carry yourself. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to over-toot your horn, but the way you keep an even keel, no matter who the guest is or who the caller is, it's like you're not just talking the talk, but you're walking it too. And so I really appreciate you, Jesse.
And that same spirit is in you now that you're waking up. You're waking up. You're going to see that same love is in you too. And now that you're forgiven, that's why I want to encourage you, if you talk to your mother about this wedding thing again, and if she want to know why you're not coming, just say, I'm not coming. I don't want to. And
okay.
Well, why? I'm your mother. Don't argue with her about it. Just say, I told you I'm not coming. And how she feels about it is on her. It has nothing to do with you at all. She's just trying to control you.
That's right. Okay.
Amazing. Stay with it, Joseph.
Thank you, Jesse. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. Amazing. You got to drop the anger. If you want to enter the kingdom, enter into the kingdom of eternal life, real life, instead of a fake life, ain't no way around it. You got to forgive, and you got to love your enemy. You got to keep the commandment of loving your enemy, your neighbor, as yourself, and love God. Then you're in the kingdom. It's just that simple. But if you have anger, you ain't going in. I don't care what no one tell you. A lot of people been lied to that anger is good. I need my anger. They're lied. Those are children of the devil. Dark people lying to dark people, meaning people in the dark lying to people in the dark. How can the darkness help the darkness? 888-7753-773. Let me go to Haley out of Massachusetts. Haley, you are on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to talk to you about my father. I've called you a few times about him before.
Okay.
The first time was I called you before and after I forgave both my parents. And then I called you again because I didn't quite know how to navigate my relationship with my dad afterwards. He's the only one I kept in contact with, even before forgiving. After forgiving, I still don't talk to my mom, but I enjoy talking with my dad. Anyways, yesterday I reached out to him to wish him a happy Father's Day, and he just ignored me. And whenever we had a conversation, I stopped talking to him. I was having really bad health issues. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. I almost died a couple of times. And I stopped talking to him, and all that went away, especially after I forgave. And it was like that since November. And I stopped reaching out to him like I normally would, because he has this thing where he's he wants me to keep in touch with him. But whenever I do, it's he doesn't answer me, or he'll just give me a thumbs up or something. Or he's just really drunk and wanting to gossip about things, and it's not really the relationship I want. But yeah, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't feel angry towards him, or I don't necessarily want anything out of the relationship, if that makes sense. But I haven't answered. I haven't tried to, are you okay? Why didn't you answer me? Anything like that.
And your question is what?
Do you think I'm handling it the right way? Not. I guess this whole thing. If I'm handling it the right way, I think is what I really want to know.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
If you have forgiven him and both parents and you're working on yourself, if you don't want to talk to him, there are no obligation at all. And let's say you try to reach out to him, but he doesn't respond. That means that he doesn't want to be bothered. So I would just wish him well and move on with my life. You're a grown woman now. You don't need him. You just shouldn't resent him, so that you and God will become one. So no, you don't have any obligation at all to impose on him.
Okay.
And can you hold for a minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, hold on. I want to go quickly back to Haley. And Haley, trying to understand how to deal with a father. He doesn't respond very well. Haley, any other questions about that?
No. I think I've always just wanted to make sure I'm doing the right thing. And I think a lot of people, I've tried asking for advice about this, which I shouldn't have done in retrospect, but tell me that, that's your dad, that's your mom, whatever. Not really, just telling me to keep engaging with him, despite him being so emotional.
Yeah. You shouldn't go to lost people to ask for advice, because lost people are only going to give you lost advice. They can't see, so they're going to always give you the wrong advice.
Yeah, I went to so many. They didn't give me a religion growing up, my parents, so
Yeah.
I tried to look for different ones. So I would talk to them about it, like Christian, Greek church, Portuguese church.
The Christians and Greek churches and others don't have the answer.
No. I didn't stay. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
I don't think I got it till I heard you talk about it when I was sick. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I don't have to do what I don't want to do.
Right.
Because I thought I had to be there for him. I think even the neighborhood I grew around, a lot of the parents didn't speak English, so their kids have to take care of them into old age. So I kind of thought that's the way it has to be, even though he speaks English and works and everything, can take care of himself.
No, you have your only responsibility is to not resent your parents. Don't be angry at them. Other than that, you have no other obligation. And when you don't have resentment, when you love them and don't hate them, if you want to help them, fine. If not, fine. Because you won't do it out of guilt or a false sense of obligation. Because when you help anyone out of guilt, that is hatred. That's not love. When you help someone and you don't resent them, you're doing it because you want to or you're not. So forget about this certain obligation. You got to talk to them. You got to be around them. Oh, they are sick. I got to take care of them. That's not your obligation, because it's not your fault that your parents don't take care of themselves and prepare themselves when they're young. That's their fault.
Right.
And you didn't agree with them, okay, y'all make a baby. I'm going to come down there and take care of you for the rest of my life. You didn't make that kind of contract with them.
No, he did. He actually wrote a contract for me to sign.
But that's evil. I was saying that before you left heaven, you didn't make that contract.
Right. Well, he was under the influence anyway, so I think it makes it void.
That's right.
Made me sign it.
Absolutely. What made you? Why do you call him at all now?
I haven't since we talked before then.
Oh, okay.
I talked to him because I almost died a few times, and I don't know why. I thought like I needed to tell him. I don't talk to any of my family at all. He was the only one. And I like talking to him.
Right.
He knows movies. He likes sports. But then there's just these times where he just gets really emotional, and I don't know what to do with it.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, now I know, so I don't. And then, yeah, when I was updating him here and there, send him a picture, like, oh, this is what I cooked today, this is the dog today, something. He just never responds, or he just gives the thumbs up, or he just ignores me, and then I'll just, okay, I get the message, you don't like these messages, and then he calls me and he's like, I haven't heard from you, trying to make me feel bad about it, which I never accepted.
Good.
I never apologized or anything.
Right on.
Yeah.
Let's say that, have a way to see, but let's say you do talk to him and he's drunk or he's emotional. You need to be honest with, I would recommend, do what you want. You know what, Dad, I hate talking to you because you're so emotional. You're drunk and it's just not a good, for me, I can't communicate with you like that. Be honest with him about it.
I've tried that, but he just screams. And, yeah, it's so annoying.
Well, move on with your life, all right? If you want to talk to him, do. If not, don't. You're not wrong. Only thing you're wrong is when we resent, when we don't love our enemies.
You know, before I found you, when I get in these situations, he would flip out on me, whatever, and I never would engage with it. But then afterwards, at nighttime, it would be really hard for me to sleep, and I would get all these thoughts in my head. But after forgiving and not talking to him for so long, I feel so disconnected. Like last night, I was fine to sleep. I didn't have any emotions or guilt about it.
Right on.
I didn't feel the need to text him or call him again or anything. So I feel free.
Right on. And you are. You're free from the evil of the heart, the hatred of the heart. You're now a love, and everyone who has love that comes from God are free. You're only enslaved when you're angry, resentful, afraid, and all that mess, stress. Then you're enslaved. But when you have love, which is not an emotional thing, then you're free.
Right.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning and night?
All the time, throughout the day.
Right on.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you're doing fine. It is working. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, all right?
Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you too. You have a good day.
You too. Amazing. Apparently, the president or prime minister of the UK resigned. I just found this out this morning from my producer there at our meeting. According to Live Now Fox, on yesterday, which was Sunday, Father's Day, I guess it was yesterday, President Trump announced via Truth Social on Sunday, Sunday, that, I don't know what his name, but streamer, or what's his name, Nick?
Kier Starmer.
What?
Kier Starmer.
Kier Starmer will resign. So the president Trump announced it before the man announced it. He announced it before the prime minister could make the announcement. Watch this from ITV News.
It was less than 2 years ago Kier Starmer entered Downing Street. That summer's landslide election win now feels a long way off. And tonight, senior Labour sources have told ITV News they expect Kier Starmer to resign as Prime Minister. He's facing renewed pressure to go following Andy Burnham's decisive victory in last week's Makerfield by-election. Several cabinet ministers have since privately urged the Prime Minister to step aside, including the Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander and most recently the Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper. And this evening the US President weighed in, posting on social media, Kier Starmer will resign as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He failed badly on immigration and energy. I wish him well. The Prime Minister spent the weekend at his Chequers retreat with his family, considering his options. His closest allies can no longer say he intends to stay on and fight any challenge.
Amazing. And so the President Trump announced it before he did. What manner of man is this? The wind and the sea obeys him. And apparently this guy was probably, according to the report, he was like not a good prime minister. Politics UK. Today, Starmer announced he is resigning as prime minister. Watch this from X.
The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election.
No. Of course.
I have heard the answer of my parliamentary party to that question. And I accept that answer with good grace. Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. And when I leave the biggest job in the country, I shall spend more time on the most important job, being the best husband I can to my fantastic wife, Vic, who has been a rock by my side through good times and bad.
What a beta.
And being the best dad I can to my beautiful children, who are my pride and my joy.
What a beta. I wish you well. Goodbye. I want to give you examples of a couple of things that happened under his watch. Here's a police body cam footage from December 2025 showing an 18-year-old UK student Henry Novak, pleading, I can't breathe, 9 times, and stating he was stabbed 4 times after being attacked in southern England. Watch it from X. Just a reminder.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
Yeah, this is like you've been walking.
Can we get around what I do?
Nothing happened.
Tony's been stabbed, so
Where
let's
is it
just
you
check
think
him.
you've been stabbed? In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
Right.
In the face?
Just get these to back off, get their details on that, and I'll keep hold of them.
Henry Novak was a kind, thoughtful, and much loved young man. I have seen the body cam footage. It's harrowing. And I have to say, as a father of a 17-year-old boy, I felt sick.
So this boy, according to the report, was stabbed by one of the immigrants, whether they're illegal or illegal, was stabbed by him, and the guy that, according to the report, that stabbed and claimed, oh, he was being racist toward me or something like that. And so they arrested Henry because the guy said they were being a racist or something like that. I don't remember that detail. And then come to find out that the guy was already on the rampage. White people don't have a chance in the UK anymore, in their own country. Same thing is happening here in America. The same identical thing is happening right before your eyes, right here in America. And nothing's been done about it. One other example is, according to LBC and BBC, under Starmer government, Bristol City Council has restricted England flags on public street furniture. You can't put the England flags out there on the street furniture, like lampposts and railings. Watch this LBC report.
Looked amazing. Flags everywhere. Now look at it. It just looks dead. Like, it don't even feel like the World Cup.
This street was once known for being the most patriotic in the UK because of the number of England flags which were flown here. But now Bristol City Council have told local residents they're not allowed to hang any flags from lampposts or any other street furniture because they say it's not safe.
I think it's disgusting because it's an event that happens once every 4 years. Like, seriously? At the end of the day, this is England, and that's who we support.
The council said that it might be because it's making other people who perhaps aren't from England feel uncomfortable and feel not welcome.
Well, if they feel unwelcome, then that's a them problem, really. You're coming into England, so, you know, it's the English flag at the end of the day.
This is England. You know, this is what we do. This is how we celebrate sport. This is how we celebrate achievement. You know, and if we can't do that, then it's a sad world, isn't it?
So under this guy government, they're telling the UK citizen, you can't fly your own flag because you don't want to make the guests feel uncomfortable. Then if the guests going to feel uncomfortable, then they shouldn't go. Why I got to take down my flag for you to come in my country? This guy is doing the right thing by resigning. Good for him. Go away. Amazing. And this is happening in America. And apparently the event, the World Cup thing, only happens every 4 years. It's not like, even if it was a recurrent thing every day, that's fine to fly your flag of your country. But every 4 years. What a mess. What's wrong with the whites? Happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth. Some of the blacks celebrate something called Juneteenth. And it was so much fun. They said, I didn't celebrate it. I forgot all about it, to be honest. Juneteenth seemed like a waste of time. It was a waste of time. But they celebrated, and they even made it to a holiday. And Juneteenth, from what I read and heard about it, was slavery ended a long time ago. And then the people up in Texas found out about it later in life. years or so in life. And they're like, why y'all didn't tell us Juneteenth? I mean, there's slavery in it. And they're like, oh, we're sorry, let's make it a holiday. And now they made another holiday where you can literally take off work and get paid. What a waste of time, huh? Amazing. Well, it was fun. I got some reports. They had a ball on this black holiday. According to Grok, a real video from Juneteenth event in Atlanta showing participants dressed in tattered clothing with fake bloodstains, barefoot and in chains. They want to put y'all back in chains. Walking a red carpet-style procession while carrying props like metal bowls, performing a seated audience in an event space. Watch this from X. Amazing. Now you know you got to be out of your mind and do some stupid stuff like that. That is evil, and the whole purpose is to deceive you for personal gain. It's about themselves. And they're reminding, they are influencing the next generation for the vote and for the money. That's what it's all about. But this is hell on earth, and human beings are evil in the heart. To do this to the next generation, to set them up to believe it a lie. That's all this is about. But if you're not in control of your own life, whether you're young or old, you'll fall for it. What a sad thing, right? Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberg appeared in a video dancing. I'll tell you, white people are so silly with the blacks. When I come back, we'll play that for you. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. I'll be right back. 888-77-JESSE. I just want to finish up on this amazing celebration on Juneteenth, where there were all type of killings and murderings. It's a black holiday. What do you expect? And so it's reported that Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberg appeared in a video dancing on stage with a DJ at a public Juneteenth event. Watch this. This is going to like, wow. Watch this from X. It's amazing what the blacks can make the whites do. All for a vote and false love approval. I even see conservative white people doing this kind of stuff, especially females. Conservative Christian white women got it bad. But I see some men doing it, but white Christian women got it bad. Whenever a black appear, especially a black that agrees you're supposed to be Christian conservative, they treat that, oh, really, welcome. Oh, you did, you're a hero. They worship the black, even the white Christian, so-called Christian conservatives. They pay attention to all the moaning and the groaning and the eyes open and, don't judge it, but watch it. Why don't y'all just treat blacks in the same way you treat yourself? This is from liberals and so-called conservatives. Black people are from God too. They're just regular folk who are lost until they find their way. But anyway, so that stupid female up there, Abigail Spanberg, so-called governor, carried on like that. That ain't where white people at. Everybody dancing except baby Jessica's daddy. I remember when the radical far-left liberal Black Lives Matter were destroying America. They even made some white people get down and lick their feet, wash their feet or something like that. Remember that? White people They were wiping white people's feet. I'm like, oh, Lord. And so a lot of exciting stuff happened on Juneteenth, the black holiday. Here's the overall casualties. CBS News, a total of eight people were killed and 38 people were injured in a shooting across the city of Chi-Town, better known as Chicago, during the extended holiday weekend. And to be specific on the incidents, Southside Princeton Park was busy. A mass drive-by shooting near 95th Street and Wentworth on Friday night that injured 13 people. On June 10th, we'll celebrate. Slavery is over. Watch this from CBS Chicago.
Well, Megan, we just got an update from Chicago police, and they say an additional man has been hurt, refused medical treatment, unknown injuries at this time, but that brings the total of victims to 13. We know at least 12 of those victims have gunshot wounds. Take a look at the scene, Megan. We saw over 100 evidence markers there. This is near Wentworth and 95th Street. Police say this shooting happened just after 11 o'clock last night. So far, they say a red SUV pulled up alongside a large crowd. Two people inside of that SUV started shooting at the crowd before driving off. We're told multiple victims between the age of 17 and 47 years old were shot at that scene.
I bet you love going to a black event, right? Well, no. They're partying up in Chicago, celebrating Juneteenth. They're doing slavery enactment at that first event. Black people know how to party, and the governor know how to party with them. Party over here. Governor so-called Abigail Spanberg. And if you think that was fun, and it was, on the west side, Quincy and Cicero, a shooting inside of a home on Saturday night that left an 18-year-old boy dead. He dead. Watch this from ABC 7.
On the city's west side, Chicago police say an 18-year-old man was shot and killed inside a home. Officers were called to the scene near Cicero and Quincy just after 10 last night. That's where they found the victim as well as the suspected shooter, a 17-year-old boy. He was taken into custody. We're waiting to find out if charges have been filed. Officers say they recovered a gun at the scene.
Amazing, huh? Party over here. What you doing over there where they need you over here? And last but not least, the party continues. Juneteenth. Slavery enactment. Slavery is over. And during slavery, this much killing never happened. Black wasn't killing each other then. Oh, but they're celebrating now. They are glad to be free. When my master say he's sick, I say, yes, master, we sick. North Lawndale, a shooting during a large gathering late Saturday night where 3 people, 2 19-year-olds and an 18-year-old were injured. CBS Chicago.
Yeah, Jackie, that's right. That shooting scene less than 2 miles away from where we are this morning. We know one 19-year-old victim was brought here to the emergency room overnight in serious condition. Want to show you video from that scene, Jackie. You'll see a few evidence markers on the ground. We counted at least 8 there. This is near Christiana and Douglas Boulevard. Happened around 11:30 last night. And at one point, you'll see a bullet hole in the front hood of a CPD squad car. We're told officers were at at the scene of this large gathering. That's when they saw a group of people start running away. They heard multiple gunshots at that time. Police say a 19-year-old man approached them at that point, saying he was shot in the groin and in the forearm. He was brought here by Chicago Fire Department ambulance to the hospital in serious condition. 2 women, 18 and 19 years old, were also shot. Both of them also in good condition. You can see officers investigating the scene there. And Jackie, we know their investigation is still ongoing this morning. So far, police have said they were not able to track down the shooter or shooters in that crowd because of the size of that crowd. Again, the investigation ongoing.
Earth is not heaven, and man is not God. And I want to remind you that in Chicago and forever, they have a black mayor and a Mexican governor. I think Pritzker, or whatever his name is. Is he Mexican, Nick? Pritzker?
I'm not sure.
I know he ain't white. They have a black mayor. They may have another black mayor before that, and another one. And the mayor, the governor is
Talking
another.
about the governor, right?
What?
Talking about the governor, right? J.B. Pritzker.
Yeah. Is he? He's not
Jewish.
white.
I think he's Jewish.
He's Jewish.
According to
Oh
AI.
Lord. What?
According to Wikipedia,
he's Jewish.
It says Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is Jewish, Ukrainian Jewish descent.
Wow.
That immigrated to Chicago.
What's wrong with the blacks? Nobody loves the blacks anymore. Even their own black leaders. And Jewish leaders in this case, according to the report. You can't blame this on the white man, because ain't no white mayor there. You can't blame this on the white man. The governor is not white. You can't blame it on slavery. Slavery was over 150 years ago. What a mess, huh? Who do you blame now, Mr. Big Stuff? Who do you blame? The individuals who are doing this. And the mayor and the governor do not care about you at all. They rejoice when this is happening, because now they can get more money into their town. They can get more so-called fame, and they can stay in positions. Isn't that amazing? You're being used. You're being played. And they keep reminding you of the so-called past, which doesn't exist except in the mind. It doesn't even exist anywhere else. Nowhere else does the past exist. But they live it out as though it's real. And they encourage you to do the same thing. The mayor and the governor are not going to do anything. Even President Trump, a white man, trying to help the poor blacks. He's trying to help. The Great White Hope cares about you. CBS News. The violence caught the attention of President Donald Trump, who frequently said he wants to send the National Guard to help with crime in the city. President Trump saying, you know what, black mayor, Jewish governor, according to the report, I thought he was Mexican or something. I want to help. I can do something about it. I can send the National Guard so you won't request it yourself because you don't want to help. He didn't say that part. I'm saying that. I can send it into crime. They don't want the president to help. The president took to social media early Sunday morning after Juneteenth shooting in Kavanaugh, saying in part, lots of killing going on in Chi-Town, meaning Chicago. He said Chicago. A lot of killing going on in Chicago. Why isn't Governor Pritzker calling me for help? I could make Chicago a safe city. He's doing that in D.C. He can do it in Chicago, too, or any other city if you need help. That's what your government is for. And the governor of Chicago or the mayor, according to these reports, is not reaching out for help. And you know why? They want you killing yourself and each other. They want you fighting. They want blacks and white people fighting together. They're of their father, the devil, because they're about themselves. They don't want it to end. If they wanted this to end, it would be over already. They want you mad. They want you angry. They want you out of control. They want you fighting. They don't want you to see that you have been used for money and so-called power. What would these people do? The governor of Chicago and the mayor of Chicago, what would they do with themselves if you all of a sudden woke up and there were peace on earth? What would they do? They'll fade away into nothing. They will have to go down to Alabama and work in the cotton field, but you won't wake up because you don't want to. You love fighting. You love your hell. You love the devil. You and Satan are one. When I come back, I am going right to your calls and your super chat. We'll celebrate. I'm not celebrating, but I want to show you how they celebrate it. Juneteenth, a black so-called national holiday. What the? I want to know y'all thoughts on this, folks. On that as well. Do you have to know what's good, bad in order to know good? I really want to know. But I also want to know, according to your thoughts on this, from 16 WAPT News, a Mississippi man who became the focus of a viral social media video after calling police on a father accompanying his two daughters into a woman's restroom. So according to this report, this father took his two daughters into the woman's restroom, and some guy saw them, I guess, going in, and he went in and had a hissy fit, according to this report. What do you think about this from 16 WAPT News and Fox News?
Tonight, a Mississippi man seen in a now viral video calling police on a father and his two daughters in an Alabama, Oklahoma women's bathroom has been fired from his job.
Wow.
I'm standing in the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his two little girls using the women's bathroom. Wash your hands, baby. He is. He's washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving it. Baby.
The video shows Tyler Brodsky of Oklahoma recording as a man from Starkville stands in the background on the phone with police. After the video was posted, people quickly worked to identify the man. According to TMZ, Overstreet Properties said the man was an independent contractor. It said he is no longer affiliated with them as well.
You know, outside of Alabama on our way home to Oklahoma, and went into the women's restroom. You know, I usually go in there, I knock and announce that I'm coming in with two girls, which at this time the bathroom was empty. You know, so we're in there. This guy comes in, starts yelling, demanding that we need to leave. I should have taken them to the men's restroom, which I disagreed with. You know.
What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that, Nick?
What the heck? Leave that guy alone. Was that guy with some old lady? It looked like maybe he was a caretaker of sorts, maybe his mother or something. I don't know what I saw there.
That was his wife.
He might have been just a bystander.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that was.
Oh, I
who
thought
he
he
was
said it was
defending.
his wife.
I don't know. You might have been paying better attention than I.
Oh, I thought that's who he was like standing up for or something.
Right,
But
his
I
wife,
may
I
have
think.
made that up. My bad.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought leave that guy alone. There was nobody even in the bathroom.
What do you think about it?
Bathrooms don't even matter anymore.
I know. That's a good point. What do you think about it?
I agree with Anchor Baby. Leave the father alone. The father can decide for himself whether he wants to go into the women's room or go into the men's room. I think I would have probably gone into the men's room. I've seen other fathers take their daughters into their men's room.
Right.
And it's not that weird. You just, respect the space or whatever, privacy. But I also don't smile upon any character in this story because this man is talking to the media about this, playing like victim. And the man who called police is now a victim of doxing and firing, I heard. Well,
Yeah, they say he lost his job.
I stole your thunder. spoiled part of the story. But yeah.
They said it in the thing he lost his job.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying full attention.
What?
Maybe I still have, let's call it brain fog left over.
Oh, the guy telling him he can't be there.
Yeah, the guy who called the cops.
I
Yeah, he
thought
lost
it was
his
the
job.
other guy. Okay, go on.
No, the man that was at the door telling him.
Yeah, the
comprehension skills.
The
please.
meddlesome. I know we're both really bad.
Keep going.
The meddlesome man who called the cops should not have lost his job and doxxed and all that. That's just people also not minding their own business.
Right.
And this man should have just. I suggest that the father should have just been a little bit gracious and understanding, because people are there's a lot of conservatives and others who are touchy about this bathroom situation, even though this has nothing to do with the LGBT stuff or child mess type stuff.
I think that's why they traumatized.
I found that funny too. This guy's trying to trans my kids. Officer, this kid. It's like.
And they're both kind of I saw part of this viral video actually on the internet, and the father with the daughters, he finally walks out and he says, "This guy is being weird. Maybe he likes kids or something weird like that." He made a unclassy, accusatory comment back toward the father, toward the man who called the police. So it's nastiness, hell on earth, like you say. No grace or graciousness or understanding or mercy for one another.
I have seen fathers bring their daughters into the men's bathroom. I thought that was kind of interesting. And maybe I don't know. I have no idea. He said he knocked before he went in there. He announced that he was coming with his daughters. And, I mean, it would be shocking for a girl to take your daughter to the man bathroom. They happen to see men body parts, the pee hole or something.
But nobody sees anything.
Right. And I've never really thought anything about it because they always have them there just washing their hands. But this guy, he didn't have to carry on like that at the door. This man in here having the kids washing their hands, blah, 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 and called the police and everything. I don't know if he should have lost his job and all that, but Grandpa told me about the good old days. My producer says it's better for them to, when you wrote some more there, it went up and I can't see it now.
It's better for them to go into the women's restroom than the men's, says Derek. I wouldn't want my daughters to see other men's potentially see men's private parts.
He said read the second one.
Oh, it's better. It was better for them to go to the women's restroom than the men's. I wouldn't want my daughters to potentially see other men's private parts.
I agree with that. If you got to go, I think it's best. But they have those bathrooms now where you can they have family bathrooms now. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Where you can take your kids and you can lock the door and just be you and your kids.
In all my born days, I have never seen anybody exposed in the bathroom, though.
I haven't either. One other
you
quick,
guys have never been to a public bathroom trough.
Just tell him to look straight.
As a boy.
Well, I know, but you're supposed to look straight.
Right.
Okay, that's not the same.
But this is not a situation where they have the trough.
This is a trough, bro.
This place didn't have that.
Don't send your children to the trough.
One other quick thing there, I guess there's some calls and super chats here. This is from, here's NBC News. A Mississippi family is demanding answers after a 1-year-old was killed when police responded to a shoplifting call at a Walmart. Fired at their vehicle. Watch this from NBC News.
Growing outrage tonight over the death of a 1-year-old at the hands of police. Protesters met with tear gas outside the Mississippi Walmart where the incident took place, demanding justice for Cohen Wiley. According to investigators, the shooting on Sunday happened when Senatobia police responded to a shoplifting call involving 2 adults and a child. One witness telling a local reporter of the 2 adults, one was carrying the boy, the other a box of diapers.
Policeman shot
open fire in a public setting over allegedly some Pampers.
Authorities say the adults, now identified by the family's lawyer as the boy's mother and her friend, tried to get away, driving toward and nearly hitting an officer. Another officer then firing at the car. The boy's mother says she tried to communicate to police that a child was in the vehicle.
I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car. By the time I set my baby down, it was like 3 to 4 shots. One of the shots hit him in his rib cage, and the other shots hit her in her arm and her thigh.
Cohen was pronounced dead at a hospital while the driver had critical injuries, according to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, which is now handling the case.
But according to the report, this woman took her child to go steal something and then going to try to run from the cop. What do you expect? If that's true, if it's true, why would you take your child to go stealing, and then, according to the report, going to try to run from the cop? That's not the cop's fault if it's true. Here's a little bit more about it. Ben Crump, of course, is representing the family and calling for transparency and the release of all the relevant video evidence. NBC News.
Make no mistake, this is a very tragic situation. I would ask that the public maintain patience as much as possible. And I know this is a very frustrating time, but maintain patience as this process is done.
Attorney Ben Crump now representing the family and saying in a statement, "We intend to seek justice for baby Cohen and the life that was stolen from him." Protesters now calling for accountability and transparency.
So they're just questions that need to be asked, need to be answered, video that needs to be reviewed, and to actually see what it says. Go with the evidence.
The city of Senatobia says the officer involved in this incident has been placed on administrative leave while the state continues their investigation.
If it's true that this female was trying to steal with her child with her, and they're allegedly running from the cop, why are those people more concerned about the other thing rather than that? They'd be like, why you got your baby up here trying to steal and running? The baby mother believed officers personally shot at her car. She asked for prayers during a press conference with Ben Crump. Watch this.
They tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive and hit them, but they was all on the right side and she was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the car.
We're gonna have you hear from baby Cohen's mother.
Look how you saying it.
Who is still,
like a preacher,
1 week later, still having nightmares and having panic attacks.
Oh, I bet
Hey everyone, my name is Valencia Wiley. I'm the mother of baby Cohen. I watched my baby take his first breath, and I watched my baby take his last breath. I'm still in disbelief about the traumatizing event that occurred that took my one and only child, baby Cohen. I ask that you keep my family in your prayers. And justice for baby Cohen.
Justice for baby Cohen! Justice for baby Cohen! Justice for baby Cohen!
What do you want to pray for? What do you say about all that? If that's true that this woman tried to steal, and then if it's true that she was trying to run away and got shot, the car was going toward the cop's car, as they said, according to the report. What do you think about all that?
What? I don't quite understand sometimes black people's sense of the law or justice sometimes, because I'm watching some of this and I have to gather what is it that they are thinking, because there's a child in the car. You can use a vehicle in a dangerous way. What's the thinking here? That's what they're saying. There's a 1-year-old. There's a 1-year-old. But so does that mean that they can drive their car like a weapon? I didn't see anything, but
it's like, okay, you got a baby in the car. I'm going to let you run into us.
Right. I don't quite understand that.
Hank has a little bit more information. You're saying that it was the driver who stole, not the mother?
According to the AI, I'm trying to get the story straight. The driver, according to the AI, info may be false, I don't know, was the alleged shoplifter. The mother was not the suspect. A family friend driving the car was the person accused by Walmart of shoplifting diapers. But the driver, according to that story, drove kind of at a police officer and then was trying to get away. And the woman, according to her story in that clip, held up the baby to be like, see, there's a baby in the car, like Hamas. Shout out. Human shield type stuff.
Amazing. What a mess. Why do...
I mean, I can understand it with maybe the criminals, right? They'll say anything to try and get out of it.
Right.
But then you have all the people around like, justice for whatever, justice. I'm like, I just don't quite understand the logic.
They don't care. They don't care at all. Why that first white man who I guess represented the other side said that this is a tragic situation, terrible law. Why did he say that?
Because we white people are very compassionate. This man was white, right? So I'm lumping myself in with him. We are very compassionate, quote unquote, and emotional and feel bad anytime a child dies. It's a tragedy, Jesse.
Why?
That's sad.
Why?
I don't even like seeing animals killed.
Why?
Because it's death doesn't seem right. That's too soon.
But if it's true, and again, I don't know, we don't know the whole story yet. If this female took her child and put it into a dangerous situation, whether it's the driver who was stealing or running or what, why is that tragedy? Why is it sad and why is it tragedy? They did what they wanted to do.
Right, but you're thinking too cold-hearted and objectively. Cold-heartedly and objectively. To where...
This is what I mean about like things that we thought were good are not good.
Yeah.
So I find it hard to say.
Yeah, we think life and surviving is good, even if you're the baby associated with a criminal family friend.
Even if you're a skid who put everybody else's life in danger. You killed that baby. What am I supposed to feel bad for now?
It's kind of like feeding people in Africa forever until they make many more people who need to be fed.
All right, and then the business owners in Africa say, hey, stop feeding my people. They're not buying the products.
We're subsidizing a population explosion of people who can't take care of themselves or won't
take care of themselves. And so I'm still not understanding if it's true, if this woman took her baby along with the driver or not, I don't know, we don't know which way that is now. Why is it a tragedy? And why would anyone feel sad for that the baby is dead? I really want to know.
And I don't think that they would have just fired upon any random shoplifter unless they thought that their own life was in danger.
They said the car was coming to them.
Yeah. So they pretend killed over Pampers, alleged Pampers, but that's dishonest framing.
Right. It was happening. If it's true that she was stealing, it was over stealing. It wasn't over the Pampers.
It's like saying Sandra Bland died over not turning on her blinker.
Another thing that is mind-blowing to me. Yesterday I was talking to a nice lady, very nice lady. It was a fun talk. Christian lady, hard-working lady, apparently in the scene. And she let a real Christian into Christianity, real heavily. And I asked her if she, I asked, were you a Christian? She said, yeah. She's really into it. And then she went on about Jesus and God and all that good stuff. And then I asked, well, do you have anger? Do you have anger? Yes, she replied, I do have anger. And I'm like, well, how can you have anger and good? How can you have anger and be of God? Well, Jesus was angry. Jesus went into the temple, and Jesus was mad, and Jesus threw out the bad guys, the workmen work and whatever she said. Jesus was mad, and so yes, I have anger. Anger is fine. Anger is good, and she said it because she quoted the Bible and said, "Be angry and sin not," which is a contradiction to me. How are you going to be angry and not sin? That doesn't make sense. But apparently it does to some people. How are you going to be angry and sin? How is that possible, Hake?
Well, you've said before, let's say you're mad. You get this mad stuff going on.
Right.
And you just sit in it and tremble.
That's
and
not what these people said. These people said act on it. Jesus acted on it.
Oh.
You got to act on anger. You need anger as a human emotion. And Jesus was angry, and Jesus acted on his anger.
Wow.
I can't hear you now.
That's assumption. I feel like.
Did Jesus ever say that he was angry?
I don't believe that Jesus said that he was angry.
It was said about him, but he never said it, right?
No.
Amazing, huh?
Right. It is amazing. I was thinking about it when the only emotional moment, I think, or that I thought of first, was when he wanted to gather the lost children of Israel like a hen gathers its chicks. Something like that. But that wasn't really...
That wasn't anger.
Right.
I was looking at your shirt. It looked like a military shirt, like a...
It is.
Oh, it is?
It's a police...
I was going to say police/military.
Law enforcement.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, it says relentless. It's some pro law enforcement brand. A fan got it for me.
It's a nice shirt, though.
I don't know if she was trolling me, but she wrote this whole letter about how I help spread the truth or something like that. But this is kind of the opposite of it in the common meme vernacular, so I don't know if she was trolling me because a gatekeeper won't let it be known about the Jews, for example.
That what she said?
No, that's not what she said, but that's what everybody else says.
What
Oh,
does that
you're
mean?
wearing your shirt again. You are a gatekeeper. You don't let us tell the truth about the Jews type stuff.
That what gatekeeper mean?
That's what they mean.
Oh.
Yeah, gatekeeping is when you kind of you gatekeep what's allowed on your show type thing. I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But, so Derek, my producer's telling me Jesus had righteous anger. That doesn't even make sense to me. There's no such thing as righteous anger. Who made up that? Who said Jesus had righteous anger? Where did that come from? Like a father punishing his child out of love. That is so insane. But I understand it makes sense to the lost. It makes sense to people who are living in the darkness. No such thing as righteous anger, and no such thing as like a father punishing his child with love. Because the one thing about God, and for sure, and without a doubt, he never punishes. God does not punish. In him is only love and no punishment. Zero. And once you overcome anger, in you will be only love and no punishment. Love can't punish. But there's this quote from Ephesians 4:26-27. Be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Neither give place to the devil. That's from the King James Bible. Whoever wrote that was insane. I don't know who wrote that, but whoever put that in the Bible was insane. Who wrote that, Ephesians?
Somebody was interpreting Paul.
Oh, so Paul didn't write the Ephesians.
Paul wrote Ephesians, and somebody interpreted it into English.
Oh, so Paul didn't say it that way either.
I don't know.
Whoever put this in the Bible is a great deceiver, really. And that person's far away from God. Because in God, there is no wrath, there is no anger, there is no punishment. Love can't punish. How is punishment love? How's that hate? Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. You're trying to write.
He who hates his son spares the rod or something like that.
What?
Punishment.
Right.
A father disciplines his child because he loves him.
No wonder the Christians are so weak. They think anger is righteous. And so they think this human evil anger is in their body is from God. That is just, but I understand we lost. Nothing makes sense. Only the darkness makes sense to you. So I understand why the Christians believe that. Nick, what do you think about that? Do you think God punishes?
You make a lot of sense when you speak on that, and I gotta wonder. I personally wonder what Derek means by righteous. I'd like him to describe what is this righteous anger that this father's feeling. Like he's saying that to punish his son,
right?
Like a father punishing his child out of love. I'd like to hear him describe that anger, and I wonder if it's like the same as like when I get mad at someone.
Yeah, it's the same anger. There's only one anger, but it's only evil.
Oh, he says reaction against sin or injustice. But all sorts of angry people have reactions against sin and injustice, and it's pretty nasty. And I wonder, is that the same reaction this father is having in his hypothetical? Is it the exact same? Or do you see any difference? Because I see it different, Jesse, and I know what you mean. The anger, I feel like the devil. Like,
right.
There's no way that's like not sin.
Anyone that, and I even said to this young lady, well, what about when Jesus said, well, anyone who has anger is a murderer, and do not trust an angry person. Well, that ain't in the Bible. Where is that? I'm like, yes, it is. Isn't it? Why would Jesus say, just think about this, folks. Do what you want, but think about it. Why would Jesus say, anyone who has anger, hear that out right now, anyone who has anger is a murderer. Do not trust an angry person. And then, if he's saying anyone has an anger or murder, don't trust an angry person, how he going to tell you that anger is punishment? Jesus was angry when he threw out the temple thing. That doesn't even make sense. Isn't that a contradiction?
It sure is, I think. I mean, I'm looking at some, how do I put this? I'm seeing in the chat someone said, it's called disciplining your child. Like,
no.
Like it sounds so regular to them, but I don't know if they see, we're talking about like what's going on inside. How can it be the exact same and you call it good? If you're going to be evil to someone and you say, well, if you're just disciplining a child, suddenly that makes it good. It doesn't.
And why would Jesus say anyone who has anger is a murderer? And they are of their father, the devil. So how you going to turn around and say, okay, Jesus, whatever, I got righteous anger. And then the people in the darkness make up all kind of excuse. Well, Jesus was of love. Jesus had no sin. What the? Right, and he came to show you how to be that too. Be of love. As your Father is love. Now here is really closest to it than I've ever heard in the Bible from Psalms 4:4. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. That's from the King James. So when things come, you're tempted, don't do it. As Hate mentioned earlier, watch those thoughts that's trying to tell you to be angry and judge. Because the sin of anger is judgment. Think about that. Anyone who has anger judges themselves and others. They don't just stand and watch it and let it pass and so they can see that it's of their father. The devil is not them. Stand when you're tempted to be angry. Stand and watch it. Be still and don't react. That makes more sense than anything. Another translation in Psalm 4:4 reads, tremble and do not sin. Don't judge. Don't react. Tremble and do not sin. Don't judge and don't react. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. That's something called the New American Standard, whatever that is. Every time they write the Bible, they change everything. And it deceived the people. And then even Paul wrote Ephesians right there. Yeah. Paul said further down in the Bible, in that same Ephesians 4 chapter, 31, 32, chapter 4, let all bitterness, all and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you. Put it away. So if it's righteous and it's normal and it's love, why would Paul say put it away? Get rid of it. Why, Nick?
Because it's evil.
I'll rest my case. But I understand the people who think that anger is righteous are the same people who think that Jesus is God. And once you believe a lie, ain't no way you're going to be the truth unless you want to understand, know the truth, and the Father will reveal it to you. But you can't convince a person that believes the lie what the truth is. That's why you're not supposed to try to convince anyone of anything. They've already believed into the lie. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you. Amazing. So this idea of being angry is one of the greatest deception that's been put up on a human being. When the Father sent the Son to tell you to love your enemy. How you going to love your enemy if you're angry? To love one another. Love your neighbor. How you going to love if you're angry? And why would his greatest commandment be to love him with all your heart, soul, and might? If you're angry, you can't serve two gods. Anyone, and this I promise you, anyone who has anger is of their father, the devil. You and the devil are one. You and the devil are one. You don't have to believe me. Don't accept it or anything. But I'm just telling you that. That's why Christ came and he told us, so anyone that has anger, you and the devil are one. And that's what whether you believe it or not, you don't have to believe it. But you have no love. All you have a head full of intellectual words that you've been lied to about. If anger was righteous and good, why would the Father say, in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must forgive? Because your heart is unforgiving. And unforgiven, which is evil, cannot enter into love. Why would you have to go and forgive before you can enter into the kingdom and the Father forgive you when you forgive others? If anger is righteous, why would the Father have to forgive you? For those men and women who want to overcome anger, which is evil, look how you screw up your life, everyone else's life around you, including your own children if you have children, when you have anger. Do you make your children happy when you're angry at them? Think about that. With your little righteous anger, are you making your children feel loved if you have children? Are you making your friendships closer, bringing them closer if you have righteous anger? Can an angry person be trusted? Or do they turn on you the moment they disagree with something? Or you don't be nice to them or this or that? Where's the righteousness in that? Amazing, huh? But do what you want. Hold on to your little righteous anger and see how far that gets you. And one thing for sure, you're never going to have peace. I promise you that, as long as you have anger. They don't go together. Anyone who has anger is evil and of their father, the devil. And you cannot trust an angry person. This is why you can't, everything in the Bible ain't true. The Bible has been rewritten about over and over again by ego-driven people with no love. But do what you want, all right? Let me go to Adrian out of Florida. Adrian, you are on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well, Adrian.
Sorry to ask that question. We know you well. Just that's what you do when you call.
Amazing.
So I don't know why I keep having trouble trying to talk to you, but I'm going to get it out of. I know today's not Friday. It's not get it off your chest day, but I think that I'm having a little trouble with the fact that I see the writing on the wall in America and across the country. And sometimes I can't even listen to you or watch other shows because it's just so much of the writing on the wall in your face. You know, it's not going to get better. And you see it not getting better. And I understand that it's thoughts, and there's nothing I could do about any of this. But I don't know what's wrong with me, but it just bothers me so much to see the ridiculousness that I see every day or when I'm scrolling on the internet. Like, it just outrageous lies and just the stupidity. And I just wonder sometimes, how does that look, knowing that you live in a country that's being destroyed and you're watching other countries be destroyed? How does that look for someone who's growing, I guess, in their relationship with Christ? Because sometimes I just feel like I just want to bury my head in a pillow and just not look at anything or anyone because it's just so unbelievable to me. Am I just crazy? Am I not holding on to my faith or entertaining things I shouldn't be entertaining? But it physically makes me sick. I don't know what to do about it sometimes.
And your question,
that was a lot.
And your question is what?
My question is, that's right, make me home it in. How does that look to be a Christian or to love God and be in the middle of a disaster? Like, you still live in California. How does that look? I just don't. It's like being in an airplane and the pilot's about to commit suicide. There's nothing I could do. I'm stuck in the airplane with that person. I don't know how to feel. Sometimes I want to cry, but then I'm like, who's crying?
Over you.
I know. And
what a
just
fool
like
I've been.
Yeah, I just don't. Sometimes I just don't know how to feel. It's unfamiliar. As you're walking and you're holding on to Christ and to God, and you're understanding that things are out of your control and you start to see it more and more. I just don't understand how we survive in this country when it's probably not going to be a country anymore. Where am I going? And it hurts my whole body. What's wrong with me?
So your question is, what's wrong with you?
I guess.
Is that your
Whatever
question?
you can gather out of all I just spewed to you.
You have no love.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you haven't overcome the wickedness of your heart. You have anger. You and the devil are one. Can you hold for a minute, Adrian?
Yes.
Let me take a quick break. Stress off on pills.net. And I'll be right back. Amazing. Let me go back to Adrian out of Florida. Adrian.
So I have no love.
You have no love. And as a result, you and your father, the devil, are one, and you're living in fear. And it feels like what's happening in the world, it feels like it's happening to you, but it's not at all. It's just that because your heart is dark, you can't see. I would suggest that, and do what you want, but I would suggest that you drop the anger by forgiving so that you can be in the world and not of the world, and you will see what's going on and won't be bothered by it at all because you would know that it's not happening to you.
Right, but who am I forgiving? What do I say? I mean, I don't...
Have you forgiven your mother?
I mean, yeah, I've done all of that.
You told her?
Yes.
And
I've told my mother. I've told my father. I've even changed my mind about people that I was secretly having attitudes about, and I see where I was wrong. And I know you've mentioned, you can't go to everyone, but I've seen the error.
Right.
I've told God I'm wrong about it, and I don't deny that.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, are you doing
of it there?
Are you doing the silent prayer
Yes,
every morning and night?
Yes.
Every morning, every night.
every morning, every night, and I even try to sit during the day or try to come back to my body. Sometimes when I have like a bunch of overwhelming thoughts, I'll sit outside on my back porch and look out in the sky because it's so expansive. And I just kind of visualize them just going up there and just going away because I can't, the white noise is always there. I can't stop it. So my fake fear of the world, America being destroyed and watching the hypocrisy every day is still anger on my part.
You're believing the thoughts and feelings. What would happen if you never thought about you again?
Oh, my God, I try to do that. I try to do that because it's exhausting. All right.
What do you mean by you try to do it? Explain.
Because I'll sit and be like, I'll say out loud, that's not you. Like, I'll have sometimes a full argument to try to go in my head. And I'll see it and I'll be like, stop, that's not you. That's not your feelings. That's not your voice.
Yeah.
Just stop, like you say to stop. So I'm actively...
Okay, well, here's what I recommend.
Want to be one with God,
That's
but
good.
it hurts.
But what?
I said, but it hurts to see your country destroyed.
Why?
And it's not going to stop.
Why? Why does it hurt?
Because where do I go?
Don't worry about that.
I don't know.
You're already home with the
Don't
Father,
worry about
so
that.
you're where you should be. You're fine. And what's happening in the world is happening to the people who are lost and they have the life that they want. But you are fine if you stand present and don't identify with the world. Because the world is going crazy. Don't let the devil tell you, oh, Adrian, what's going to happen to you? Where will you go? The world falling apart. Your world is fine. You'll be fine.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
Okay, and one more quick thing then.
Okay, hold on. Don't forget the other quick thing. But it's just a thought. I promise you that. And it's not real.
All right, so this is phony, false feelings I'm having.
100%.
Still able to deceive me. Okay.
And you think that is happening to you.
Yeah. Well, because, it's like if they have socialists in office and now you're voting against, I'm a retired person, and you're voting against things that are affecting how I live on the land and everything. Okay, but all right, but you're right, because God will take care of his. And I got to know that in my heart, in my soul, in my bones.
Yes.
I'm trying to get there.
Well,
I'm not almost there. I'm not almost anywhere.
Right.
But,
and you know it by not listening to thought. If you just stop, watch those thoughts, but don't cooperate with them. Don't believe the devil when he tempts you to and try to condemn you. Stop cooperating. And I promise you, you'll be just, in the midst of everything, you will have perfect peace.
Yeah, because I look at you and I'm like, how can you report the stuff you report every day and be fine? But you're consistent, and I know God's working through you. But one more quick thing, prayer for other people. I try my best. Like, even if an evil thought comes in my head about someone that I don't have a problem with, but it brings up something for the past, I go, that's not me. I wish them well. But I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know if I should be specific with names, which doesn't make sense because God knows my heart. But how do I pray for this nation and other? I was raised in the Christianese thing. So, the loud, out-mouth praying, acting like our prayers are really important when we're laying hands on someone, we're about to fix it, and it's not.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure one more time that I'm properly praying for others, including those that the devil tries to pop up in my head and say, I got a problem with them.
God, let your will be done for these folks. Or I wish y'all well. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
That's really just it. There's nothing else to it. He knows how to interpret it.
You don't know what to pray for yourself. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. So how can you pray for someone else?
Right, but it also says to pray for your enemies. I know I don't know what I want or what I need. I've seen that.
You pray for your enemy by not hating your enemy. When you don't resent them, you're just whatever you're wishing them well. Because the one thing, if you stay with this, Adrian, you will see and know for sure. Every adult human being on the planet, they have the life that they want. Those who want to be free are free. They have dropped the anger. They don't play God. They don't judge. Their hearts are no longer wicked. Those who want to be miserable and love thrills of judgment and anger and resentment and try to make themselves feel better, they love it. They want to be that way. And so don't ever want for anyone that because you're wanting for them for something that they don't even want for themselves. And human beings are so evil and jealous and everything, they'll try to destroy you.
Yeah, I see that. I just want to make sure that
You don't know what to pray
putting
for
it out
someone
there
else.
that huh?
You don't know if you can, you can hear.
No, I really didn't hear that little bit. But all I'm saying
But you don't know
I
what to
understand
pray
I
for
can't change
anyone else. You don't know what to ask for. That's why you said, I wish you well, and then God, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, whatever your will is.
All right, I say that. All right, I know I can't change anyone, and I've seen the changes in me where I don't want to tell somebody something anymore. I see subtle things. I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to give him any. I see subtle changes. I just wanted to make sure that I'm praying the proper way.
Yes.
I know I can't change anybody. I don't even bother my daughter anymore.
Right
She told
on.
me off once 3 years ago about that. So, but I'm glad. I'd rather get hurt up front by the truth
Yeah.
and then work it
Absolutely.
out and then be lied to. All right. Thank you so much.
You stay with it, Adrian.
Love you all.
Love you too. You stay with it, all right?
I most certainly will. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good to hear from you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Nice to talk to you too. Bye.
Bye. If you want to know what it's like to real live life and not the fake life on the outside, really, you can easily find out. And the way you can find out what real life is and to live real life in this world, stop what you're doing. Just stop living the way you are with the mindset you have and everything. Stop and see what happens. That's all you got to do. Stop. Just stop. Stop reacting. Stop believing. Stop reacting. Stop identifying. That's all you got to do. Stop being emotional. And you will know what it's like to live from within, the real life. And you will be in this world, but not of it. But now you're in it, of it, about it, and suffering. All you got to do is stop. But Jesse, how do I find the real world? Stop. Just stop. Stop thinking. Thinking. All you need is basic thinking. Get in your car, turn the motor, go to work. Put gas in it when it's time for gas. Get something to eat when you're hungry. Cook when you need to. What basic stuff. That's all you need thinking for. You need thinking for no other reason. Zero reason. Isn't that amazing? It's like the Bible thumpers. They read the Bible up and down, in and out. They go to Bible study. They go to church to read the Bible some more and read the Bible and read the Bible. And all they have is knowledge. That's all they have. A knowledge about, and some of the knowledge may be true. Some are true and some not from the Bible or Quran or whatever you read, the Torah, whatever you read. But it's just knowledge. That's all it is. You got a head full of knowledge thinking that you know God, and you don't. Thinking that you know God or good is not knowing God or good. And then you come up with this idea about good because you think you know God. And then when people don't agree with your goodness, you want to kill them. You want to beat them up. You want to yell at them. You want to fight them because they're not believing in your goodness. Because you think what you think is good is God. Not knowing that thinking about God and thinking about good is not good. But you want to fight over it. Your goodness is the best one. And all you have is knowledge. and the letteth killeth. People with head full of knowledge about anything that they're trying to live by and they identify with are evil, vicious. They'll fight you. They'll argue with you. They'll try to prove that their knowledge is right, not knowing that all they have is knowledge. You never, ever, 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 but never, 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 ever, 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 ever going to know God through knowledge. It ain't going to work. You hear about him. You read about him. You talk about him. And you have ideas about him, but you have no understanding. You don't even know him. You just know about him. Knowledge ain't going to do it. That's why you got to drop your knowledge and let understanding come. Above all, get an understanding. Above all getting. Otherwise, all you have is knowledge. Thinking that what you think about God and know about God is true, and it's not. It's just simply not. But do what you want. Amazing. It's Bible thumping. I'm thumping. Thumping, 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 thumping. Thinking, 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 thinking. So, hey, of course, he's white. He done found this song. He had all the information about it. Is that the 1972 R&B soul song, I Miss You, by Harold Melvin and the Blue Note, featuring Teddy Pendergrass, yes. Oh, I miss you, miss you. I've been thinking, 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 thinking. Yes, Hank. Did you go to AI for that?
Of course.
Amazing. You use AI to death.
But I know, okay, yes. I was going to say, I know the info may be false.
From AI?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Anchor Baby found it too.
Oh.
He got the picture from
Hail Mary and the Blue Notes. What?
Nice.
Thank you, Anchor Baby. Amazing. AI can help you find it. But the information may be false, he says. Last night is a night that I will always remember. Because that was the day that America was presented again. Last night, June, what was yesterday's date?
24th.
June 24, 2026 is a day that I will always remember because that was the day that America came alive again. President Trump held up in Washington, D.C., the Great American State Fair. And I have to honestly tell you, and I'm honestly telling you, it reminded me of growing up in Alabama when America was America and it was celebrated and it was amazing. So the president held I don't know if you call it a rally or what, but an opening of the celebration of 250 years of America by holding what they call the Great American State Fair. And they had singing and they had flyovers, and there were a whole lot of white people there. And I saw some dark black people in the midst too. And that there'll always be some blacks that love America. And I honestly have to tell you, the talk that the people gave, the flyovers, it was, and then you see Washington, D.C. being beautiful and clean like it used to be. It was heartfelt. It really was. And this president, the Great White Hope, of course, is doing everything he can to make America great again. He brought back what it feels like to be an American and to live in America. If you missed it, hopefully you can podcast. Can people podcast what happened in D.C. yesterday?
It's probably on YouTube or somewhere.
I'm sure it is. But if you don't, especially for the millennials and the Zs, You don't know what America was really like, the beauty and the blessing and the fact that we are American citizens and the honor. I'm using all these words because they're amazing words for now. I don't always use them. But when I talk about America and the way that America was, I can use them. And I remember when we got our first black and white TV. Y'all probably don't even know about black and white TV, right, James?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I heard of it.
I feel like I've seen one, maybe.
Have you seen one, Anchor Baby?
And like cartoons.
Ain't that crazy? There really used to be real black and white TVs.
No.
The first TVs were black and white, no color. It's like the millennials don't know about landlines, phone lines.
I really feel like my grandpa might have had one, or my parents
I'm
might
sure
have had
they
one in
did.
the house.
That's all it was about at one time.
Yeah.
But I remember when we got our first black and white TV, and everybody on the plantation would come down to our house to watch TV. Because my grandmother and my grandfather's adult children went away to Florida and Indiana and places like that. And so they would buy those kind of bicycles and TVs, and they would send them home to us back down to Alabama on the plantation. And then we would be the first one to get one. And everybody on the plantation, on that road would hear about it. And they want to come up and watch Mr. Dillon. And they wanted to watch the 4th of July celebrations, things like that. And you would see white people out there celebrating America, waving flags, and you would see airplanes fly over it, all kind of stuff. And I used to say, oh, God, I would love to be a part of that. And then on the 4th of July, we were part of it. Last night reminded me of that. I have to honestly say, in my lifetime, I don't know one man who has the authority and the power and the love that Donald Trump has for life and for America. And it shows, it's like it stands out in the world, and the world hate it. Not everybody hate it, but most people hate it because they don't understand it. What manner of man is this, they say? You can't stop him. And last night, I was like, thank you, Mr. President. I was looking at this event last night. I couldn't stop because it was just heartfelt, teary eyes, gratefulness that we finally got the feel of America again. Now, how long this is going to last, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think about the future like that. But I know now that this president, Donald Trump, some people call him amazing. What manner of man is this? The wind and the sea obeys him. They've been trying to kill him forever. And they don't know that they can't take his life until God says, okay, you can have it now. Some people call him king. And they hold king rallies around the world, not just in America. Some people call him daddy. And they say daddy is home. Your dad is home. I call him the Great White Hope. Last night was more proof of that. If you missed it, folks. Now, the jealous, angry people who are pouting, you're going to see it because you're looking through dark eyes, a heart, evil heart. You're not going to appreciate it. But for those men and women whose hearts have changed from evil to good, you're going to love it. It really was a feeling of America again. And I remember I used to go to D.C. a lot, right, to speak and visit. It used to be clean and beautiful and all that, and then it went sour. And now the president brought that back. And it is amazing. Here's a little bit from it from last night. Fox News, President Donald Trump kicked off the Great American State Fair Wednesday evening by touting America's success under his leadership. Here is highlights from the event. Watch this from Fox News.
In 1776, our founding fathers met in Philadelphia and changed the world forever and ever with a thing called the Declaration of Independence. They proclaimed the eternal truth that we are endowed by our Creator with the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We all made, and you know that, free and equal by the hand of Almighty God. Those timeless American principles did not just win a revolution, but they built us into the greatest, strongest, and most exceptional nation the world has ever known. In West Potomac Park, we are creating the National Garden of American Heroes, featuring 250 or more statues of the greatest Americans who have ever lived. It's going to be beautiful. And next week at Freedom Plaza, we will unveil the Spirit of 76 exhibition honoring the heroes and martyrs of the American Revolution.
YMCA, YMCA. Amazing. That brings tears now. And not because I was loving America before I ever heard of a word called patriotism and all that. All my life, I've been loving America. It just, I don't know why it just is. Even when I was a kid. And then as I got older, I moved to California and started paying attention. Because at the time, I wasn't even paying attention to politics. I only started paying real attention to politics after Ronald Reagan ran for president and won, and I would hear people talking about Reagan. Then I started paying a little attention. And once I started, got into media, that's when I really started paying attention to politics, and I realized the Democratic Party was a losing party. No love for anybody, not even blacks or anyone. And the Republican Party, the laws of the Republican Party meant everything, even though that's changed a lot now too. But thank you, Mr. President. Get ready, folks. It looked like this is going to be an amazing 250-year celebration of America. I've been over to that location where they signed, Benjamin Franklin and all those guys signed the Declaration of Independence and everything. I've been there. You been there, hey?
Been where again?
When they signed the Declaration of Independence.
I'm sure I have. I went to D.C. as a kid.
Right. You been there, Anchor Baby?
I've never been.
Oh, amazing. I was doing a speaking tour, and one of the hosts, the people that invited me, took me there one day. It's in Philadelphia, though.
Yeah, I saw the Liberty Bell. Yeah, I mean, I went to the Liberty Bell as well as a kid.
You did?
Yeah, we took a big trip.
Yeah.
Cross-country drive.
I'm not surprised. You all white. White people do that kind of stuff.
Shout out.
Shout out. But it really, did you see any, did either one of y'all see last night?
No, I hadn't even heard of it.
I saw bits of it.
You saw bits? Mm-hmm. And did it touch your heart and soothe the nerve?
It was nice. I knew it reminded me of how much Trump loves America. He's the right president for this time. So, yes.
And baby, you didn't even hear about it, huh?
No.
I don't know, had I not been watching Jesse Waters' show, I don't think I would have heard about it either.
Because I'm looking through the news a little.
Right.
I hadn't even heard a peep.
I was flipping through other stations to see if they were showing it, like CNN and Reagan show. Nobody was showing it. It was like it was not happening. It was all dead on those stations. They were just talking about stupid news. And over on Fox News, they were showing the whole thing, and it was alive. I'm alive. It was amazing. It just felt like America. I haven't had that experience in America in a while now. And it's like under Biden and Obama, and maybe somewhat under Bill Clinton, not as much, but especially under Obama and Biden, the enemies of America destroyed America. the love for it, the statues, the monuments, they turned everything that was clean into darkness. And this president, Donald Trump, is bringing it all back. It's amazing, though. I'm really, it's amazing to me to see what one man can do in real time. You know, you hear about Christ and his work, and you hear about it, but you don't get the same appreciation from it as you would have gotten if you had been there. And that's what it's like with Donald Trump, to be here and witness the opposition against him, the hatred, and everything he does, they try to stop it. Even if it is good, they don't care that it's good. He cleaned up that, what do you call that pool thing? That big old, Washington, D.C.?
Reflecting pool.
Reflecting pool. And the haters are mad about that. And then according to the report, some people have been arrested for trying to damage the reflection pool after the man is working on it. But I don't know of one man who can bring peace upon the world other than Donald Trump and Jesus. Donald Trump, he hasn't said that to me or this, but his light is shining bright, and it says that he is a son of God. You can't handle this kind of pressure outside of you if you were not living from the right place. You won't be able to handle it. Some of you can't even handle living pressure right now that put up on you. You cry, you get mad, you give up. You run and you hide from a little pressure. Someone says something about you, or somebody stole your money, or someone don't like you, or your girlfriend broke up with you, or your boyfriend broke up with your lady, and you cry and go and hide. Donald Trump been, as far as I remember, at least 3 to 4 attempted assassination. He got shot once in the ear, and yet he stand. Christ said something like, when the world is against you, when God is for you, who can be against you? Donald Trump is a living example of that. It really is. It's just, and I've always said that I have it on tape. I have witnesses in the studio right now. When Donald Trump first ran for president, and people were like, wow! I'm like, okay. I love this guy. Thank God when he came down off of that elevator thing and announced that he was running for president. I'm like, always keep a space between you and everybody and the president. Keep a little space between the two of you so that if he says something or does something that you don't agree with, you won't turn on him because you have made him your God. And now you're mad at your God because your God is not doing it the way you think your God should do it. Or says it the way you think your God should say it. You make him your God, then you blame him that you made him your God. And you get mad and you become an enemy. But I would be counting my blessing that Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America. I'm glad now that he didn't win the second time around, but he's around now. For 250 years of celebration and everything, it's the right time to be back in a moment.
This movement's young, it's ethnic, media savvy, with a real desire to overthrow the American system. Whole thing. Chevalier, one of the Bandani extremists, called Manhattan occupied Lenape land and says we need to become bad bitches and seize the means of production. Yeah. This is the woman who says she wants to eradicate Western civilization. She's never had a job. She's been a grad student for 7 years. Pocahontas was asked about her, and she played dumb.
A world without borders and a world without prisons or police is possible if necessary, the only moral way forward. She said abolish the border, all deportation is wrong. I mean, are those sentiments that you think Democratic candidates should hold?
Look, I don't know her. I'm not familiar with what she's written.
They pulled the same thing with Plattner. Oh, I'm not familiar with these allegations that he's abusing women. He's abusing women? I don't know him. Well, does the communist admit she's a communist on live cable TV?
All sorts of Republicans ads to say, this is what you're going to get if you vote for the Democrats, a communist.
For far too long, this reactive conversation of what we should be afraid of has prevented us from being able to have a politics of hope and a politics of life that Democrats can actually identify with.
That wasn't an answer. She's a communist and she's slick.
I want you to think about this. Just think about this. These are foreigners that want to overthrow our government. They came from countries where their government is a socialist and they suffer and they want to do it to us. And they're doing it. And you're voting them in. If you're not trembling in your boots right now, I don't know what it's going to take. So, first step, demoralization. Look at America. Second step, destabilization. Third and fourth step, crisis and normalization.
The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression borrowed from Soviet propaganda. When the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in '68, Comrade Brezhnev said, now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., with benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not.
Wow. Does that make you nervous? They have done nothing but create a crisis in America. Then they come back and say they're saving you from the crisis. Is that what happened in New York right now in a big way with this last election? I want you to encourage you, do what you want, but listen to the first hour of Jesse Waters and then listen to this. It all falls in place. I'm trying to get to Elizabeth, but Derek won't release her. Derek, I wanted to find out why she's upset. Elizabeth, why are you upset? Elizabeth, why are you upset real fast?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was calling because I'm upset that my husband is a major hoarder, and he packs everything everywhere he goes, like the garage, our bedroom, anywhere he could put things, like any closet he could put things. He collects things for years and years. And I try to throw these things away, and I try to get rid of them, but he gets really upset when I talk about them, or if I ask him to get rid of any of those things, and it bothers me because I feel like I'm stuck in a corner.
Are you married to Francisco?
No.
That's what Francisco does. It's all like you're talking about him. But listen, don't be upset. Point it out without anger, and a change will come. It really will come, but just drop the anger. Speak up, but not with anger.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, but he seems to be the one angry whenever I mention it.
I know, but you're angry in your mention.
Yeah.
So don't worry about his anger. You mention it with love. You point it out and let me know what happened. Do it without anger.
Okay.
And however he reacts, that's on him. It has nothing to do with you, all right? Don't take it personally.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.